I can't believe I get to choose. Even when I had no money and I was completely broke and I was like sleeping on the floor with like 6 other people in the house, even then I thought like, okay, here, I'm literally here, so that I can be a part of amazing stories. So I'm going to try and do that.
For all film-related interviews, reviews, and content, please like and subscribe to Puja Talwar. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram.
Well, Happy New Year to team Unpaused. Naya Safar, नई शुरुआत. लगता है हम सबकी life anyways pause हो चुकी है, but it's nice to start with Unpaused. So it deals about a couple, and a whole lot of couples who have been putting those lovey-dovey posts. On the other hand, there is coupling and decoupling happening during this lockdown in the last 2 years. So मुझे अपनी जरा नए सफर के बारे में बताओ. The three of you. We have the director and the two actors.
Start director.
Okay.
Rupur. She handles this like, go.
So, well, you've got the, you know what the story is. In a sense, you've been told a little bit. It's about this couple that has been working from home for the entire length of the lockdown. And the story kicks off when Shreya's character, Akku, is laid off from her job as product manager in this corporate. And that kind of triggers off a whole bunch of feelings of, humiliation, resentment, insecurity. And this relationship that kind of has, is built on trust and love. It's kind of shaken when they have to deal with this.
When they say that when you get married, you should get to know each other, I think maybe we should just tell couples to, future couples, anyone going through, 1 या 4 महीने एक साथ लॉकडाउन में गुजार लो. If you survive that, you can survive anything. What do you say?
इसी को तो बोलते हैं ना, which is from.
Yeah. But Priyanshu got married in the lockdown.
So yeah, exactly. I was just coming to him. What do you say?
I am the COVID wedding person who's decided कि COVID में हमने एक साथ time बिता लिया, तो I think अब wedding में तो definitely अब marriage तो अच्छी होगी इसके बाद. But you're right. I mean, I think we were all changing also during the lockdown. If you realize, I think that is what is our story as well, where आप अंदर ही कहीं ना कहीं थोड़े से अपना आपको समझ रहे हो, because circumstances suddenly was you were in one house, you couldn't go out, you have to work from there, you have to do everything from there, earn your living. So there was a change in you, but you couldn't understand yourself. And I think when your partner also was trying to balance it out by understanding himself or herself, and trying to gauge you, and emotionally mainly, I think I felt there was a lot of ups and downs, and all this I think I could really relate to it when I read the script. Happened with me as well. So I think during the lockdown, I think that it's the idea of that's what our script is also about, that how a couple realizes that this is a different thing between them, being laid off from work, first of all, for her, for Akriti, and for no reason. And how is this guy still trying to balance it through his work, but he does silly things, he does things which are not right, but somehow you come together. That is what is a couple. I think that is what you're trying to find your way, you're trying to find yourself, and you're trying to find your way, and then you come together.
So you tell me, what perspective has this given you now? Future Kid.
No, it's just it's always very interesting as an actor to play a role or take part in a story, tell a story that is happening to everyone as we are making it. I think that happens very rarely, because you always make a film or a show after the fact, or something that's completely fictionalized or whatever. But this is something that was happening simultaneously, real and real mirroring each other. So that was a very interesting thing that was happening with us.
True. And also, I mean, Shreya and Priyanshu as well, this actually people might have paused in these last 2 years, but I must say there were no pauses when it came to the kind of work the two of you were doing. No pauses at all. And I think you both can actually look back and say maybe these 2 years were the most productive and fruitful for you as actors.
I mean, that's what I think both of us have been saying also, that yes, the timing of it was during the lockdown, and because people were dependent only on OTT, so, and most of our work on OTT came around that time. Extraction, in fact, when we spoke, that was the first big film to release during the whole lockdown, when it just happened. So obviously during the weekend, I think we have a 900 million household being watching that film. And those numbers were coming in because people were sitting at home and wanted to watch good content. But I wouldn't give credit only to the lockdown. I would say if it was a good content, only then people were coming to you and giving you their time, because they were also going through a lot of other stuff in their life. But I think both of us are grateful that people did even appreciate us, compliment us, and we got some really good stuff coming out at that point of time.
Yeah. What he said.
That's it. And you've also been very vocal, and the fact is, like, finally, do you think abhi actor ka due dekh rahe hain ki, or do you feel there is a long way to go?
Oh no, there's a long way to go. Please, I feel like we've just entered. We just got the opportunity to come onto the pitch.
Yeah.
Arey Baba.
I mean, it's just one or two hits. There's nothing. Actually, we just started. I would also agree to her.
No way have we even supposed to being like established or stars or whatever.
Right.
Be very kind to us, which we love, very grateful for. No, we just came. We still have to back.
This was the right time. That this was the time when the boom was happening, and OTT was the place where everybody was, the eyes were, and we were just doing good stuff, and that is why that happened. But suddenly now we'll have to keep proving ourselves. In fact, for us now, the competition will be more and more higher as we keep going forward.
Okay, so I'll ask Nupur now, since these actors have said their truth, but also as directors, what are you all looking at now? Because OTT, I'm not getting into OTT versus film. We are just talking about content across platforms. And as rightly said, the script is king, is the real hero, and everybody just becomes the subsidiaries of that main thing, to play the characters. But do you think it has actually changed the way that we are consuming content and the kind of stories that we are telling now? And it's to all three of you. I'll start with Nupur.
Yeah, I hate that word content.
I know. अब वो ये मेरे को दूसरा word बता दो. मैं भी अभी पक गई हूँ बोल के content is king, content across platforms. Even I'm looking for another word. Content is like terms of stories, in terms of features.
Yeah. Sorry, I've forgotten the question. I just focused on the content and I forgot the question.
I want to know. I've seen a lot of people say this. Why do you guys hate content if it describes what it is?
It's an MBA term, yeah. It's a suits term. MBAs call it. It's content and then kind of spread.
Okay. और दूसरा word बताओ ना करो.
Content.
So what do you call it?
एक बार question बोल दे, please. Sorry, मैं भूल गई question क्या है.
Question is how we are consuming stories. चलो content को cancel करती हूँ.
Yeah.
इस cancel word से मुझे डर लगता है. अब मुझे content से डर लगने लगेगा. चलो how do we consume stories?
Yeah. How are we consuming our stories? We are like in a candy store, yeah. Matlab, whether it's viewers or whether it's makers, whether it's in any capacity of filmmaking, and as viewers, I mean, we are like kids in a candy store. We can tell all kinds of stories today, and that's brilliant, isn't it? I mean, 10 साल पहले हम कहाँ बना सकते थे short film यार? मैंने तो I've never made a short film, क्योंकि पहले short film कहाँ screen करोगे यार? मतलब
film festival में.
That's it. 5 फिल्में जाएंगी film festival में पूरे 10,000 फिल्मों में से. So and उसके लिए कोई पैसे नहीं देता था. You had to, if you had money in your pocket, if your dad had some money, then he would give you some couple of lakhs to.
नहीं तो लोग पास मांगते थे, अभी भी मांगते हैं.
अच्छा, ठीक है. So anyway, so that's how you made a short film. I never ended up making a short film. So I'm so grateful कि a platform is investing money into an anthology, letting us tell these short stories. And an anthology is actually a very beautiful experience because there is an overarching theme, but every story is very different and tackles a different part of that theme, a different aspect of that theme. So ये कहाँ हो सकता था यार 5 साल पहले? I don't think हो सकता था. I hear a lot of people on Twitter saying, oh God, again another anthology. Oh, that's like 5 critics maybe saying that, but the world is watching. If I'm a doctor and I'm coming back from surgery, I'm just saying that randomly as an example, and I have half an hour to watch. I don't have to get into a show which has 10 episodes. I can just watch one short film and feel very happy about, and feel not happy, but feel satisfied. My emotional urge as a viewer to watch something, get into a world and come out of it in half an hour, 1 hour is done. So I think that people are viewing stories in very different ways, and I think anthologies are fantastic that way. आपको 2 घंटे की पिक्चर देखनी है, आप 2 घंटे की देखिए. आपको you want to watch something in 3 parts, 5 parts, 10 parts, it's there for you to watch. And for filmmakers, it's brilliant because we are getting 10 different kinds of stories. कहाँ कर सकते थे यार? पहले जब खाली, when I started my career, तब तो feature films were either commercial or arty. And they were like really poles apart. And today that doesn't exist anymore.
Absolutely true.
That's wonderful.
But true. And Shreya, tell me, since she says it's candy store and you are the actors, candy store में वो वैसा है जैसे ना कभी खुलता है मुझे भी पहले चाहिए वैसे कैसा माहौल है ये बताओ. And how has it changed for you over the last 2 years? Are you also, you've always been picky about choosing the kind of projects, but abhi have you become more pickier because you know there would be a good one, देर से आएगा मगर आ जाएगा?
No, but Pooja, you know this about me. I feel like I am like the kid in the candy store, whether there is a candy store or not. So it is still that. I still can't believe I get to do what I do. I still can't believe I get to pick. I mean, forget about like being picky or extra picky or various degrees of it. I can't believe I get to choose. Even when I had no money and I was completely broke and I was like sleeping on the floor with like 6 other people in the house. Even then I thought like, okay, here, I'm literally here, so that I can be a part of amazing stories. So I'm going to try and do that. And even now when, I don't have 6 people living in the house, it's still a thing, but I'm so kicked with the fact that I can get to, choose. Like it's awesome.
No, but that's what I want to know. From Scam 1992, we had Mumbai Diaries. Now we have this. Has something changed? Has also your method changed? Something changed? The process changed?
I don't honestly know if it has changed, because apart from maybe giving a second thought to yet another journalist role that is being offered.
हाँ, वो आपने look है वैसे. I actually feel you can be on this side with us.
Exactly, right?
अच्छे खुलासा करोगे.
Now the representation. Now जब मैं functions में जाती हूँ, किसी और interview पे जाती हूँ, so I feel like I'm the representation. I'm speaking for all journalists worldwide. Like people ask me questions को, तो आपका क्या विचार है? अब journalists मतलब आज इंडिया में जैसे journalism जो होता है, तो I'm like, yeah, please, I just hate what I have nothing. These are the actual talented people who do that. No, but apart from giving a second thought to yet another journalist role that's being offered to me, I think uske alawa I don't know if my process has changed. The only rule or the only measure that I've had for choosing anything is because I always say this, because my first friends were stories on paper, like books. So the only thing for me to judge is if I can't stop reading, if I can't stop turning the page, that's a pretty good marker for me. I don't know if that's a foolproof plan, but so far it has worked.
No, and it would. I mean, you have to believe in your gut. And Priyanshu, last we saw you playing the perfect husband in Rashmi Rocket. अब इसमें मेरे को देखना है whether you're perfect or just perfect in your imperfections.
Hot.
हाँ जी.
Hot.
हाँ. वहाँ पे तो आर्मी वाला वो everybody started DMing me saying कि ऐसा ही husband चाहिए, with this mustache and army uniform, and this is the kind of boyfriend we need.
Yeah, I don't think about the supporting aspect. Na? They just thought, my God, कितना hot है.
बाकी नहीं देखा उन्होंने.
Yeah.
That we'll have to check with his wife.
No, wife को तो I've showed it to her, and she's like, हाँ उसको बोलो असली आदमी को आके मिले तब then. But I think I think it's a very, very different husband who actually doesn't know how to deal with the situation. So this is the real guy. I think वो फिल्मी था. वो तो बहुत ज़्यादा वो आर्मी वाला था. वो बहुत disciplined था. उसमें एक gentlemanness थी. उसमें एक subtleness थी. This guy is the Dippy is a very, very different guy. Yeah, he's very close to me. I'm not very
close to you now. We are waiting to watch.
सच्चाई बता दी. अब मुझे DM में आएंगे कि नहीं हम नहीं आपको नहीं. But actually this guy is actually the very people will connect with him a lot. Mostly guys who went through this kind of times and everything. So I think I'm quite excited to. Also, this is the first time I'm trying to play a very, very real. Otherwise, I've got characters like Mirzapur. Robin has a very different thing going in his head. He's a very cunning, sharp, different kind of a guy. We've got Amir Asif, we've got Bhavesh Joshi. Everybody had an agenda. This guy doesn't have an agenda. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to deal with the situation. So it was all very spontaneous. It was all in the script. I had to understand what Shreya is doing or what Nupur wants to say and then play.
No, don't worry. After Unpaused 2 also comes out, people are still going to be coming into your DMs and saying, "Chalo, ye bhi theek hai."
Yeah, that happens for every picture I put. If I put a picture of me eating somewhere, अरे ये भी ठीक है. ऐसे आप और बोल दो ना आगे ये भी अच्छा है. Let's go ahead.
No idea.
I
Chalo.
think Vandana will love you a little more after this film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so.
The women or the men?
His wife, I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Now I'm also waiting to watch that. Yeah. But honestly, the three of you, how has it been for you the past 2 years? You know, work's been happening. There have been challenges, but how has it been? You know, I mean, did you feel that you needed to pause and then unpause to get back into the swing of things? What has it been like? And you also belong to a very creative industry, which also could be. They also say an actor's mind is also a very lonely space, you know, when it's just you and your character. Also, filmmaking can be a very lonely process as such. So how has it been for the three of you?
I mean, I don't think I stopped working since the pandemic started. I've just been writing, developing. Actually, this film was the first thing that I shot in the pandemic. So I was a bit scared and I deliberately wrote a story with just 2 people in one house. Because I was like, we have to be safe. We can't like go out. We have to create this bio bubble, etc., etc. And my producer was fantastic in kind of, enabling that. So, but I didn't stop working. I think, worked through the pandemic, as I think these guys as well.
Yeah.
So they've been working on the content hum dekh rahe hain, but what has it personally been like? On one hand, you're shooting, putting things across. On the other hand, also you're dealing where the world has paused. You know, life as we knew it has paused.
I've been saying this, but you felt more grateful for where you are, what you are. You start valuing small things. You start valuing your life, your health, your loved ones more. Especially as Nupur said, after you saw what was going around in the world.
Absolutely.
Everyone, so you were more grateful that at least you have a house, you have a food to eat, and your work is somewhere or the other happening. So all that value in small things start becoming.
Yeah.
And Shreya, how are the board games going? She kept herself busy with board games. She has quite a collection of board games. Have you seen board games?
I haven't seen it. What you play Catan?
I have about 160.
What?
Yeah.
God.
We need a board game night or something once Omicron goes away.
Yeah.
You have to see her board game collection, which she has shown it to us once when we did an interview. Quite an exciting collection.
Storage mein tha, so you could see it. Yeah, I remember showing it to you.
Amazing.
Anyways, since you're both playing as couples, I'm just going to do our most likely to before we wrap up. So, yeah. Since you spent you shot this movie together, so I can't hear you.
No, I said, so an original, there is a board game in our story as well.
Yeah.
Board game, if we may call it.
Most likely to, this is Priyanshu and Shreya. Who's most likely to forget his or her best friend's birthday between the two of you that you have observed or know of each other?
Priyanshu will forget.
I always forget. His friend's birthday, I have to keep checking with him. Yeah, I do.
Okay. Most likely to go to Love Island.
Love Island? What is that?
Shreya will
Love Island is a reality show.
She'll go.
Hey, hello.
She'll be like, it's an island. I want to go for adventure. I have to go.
What is it?
It's a reality show, Love Island. Nahi dekha?
Nahi. Holy hell, no, I don't.
But Priyanshu says that you're likely to go. And Nupur, who did you think would
I think Priyanshu will go.
Dekho. Most likely to eat something off the ground.
Off the ground.
We both will do the 3 second, 5 second rule.
5-second rule, I think we both have also done it also.
And I think we have done.
Yeah, we have on set.
एक होगा तो 10 सेकंड भी चलेगा I think.
10 second भी चलेगा. We've done this.
Depends what it is. मतलब which kind of cake it is or what is.
कद्दू के लिए थोड़ी कद्दू की सब्जी गिर गई तो थोड़ी ना बेंड करोगे यार.
Most likely to write a bestseller.
Bestseller, I think Shreya, she writes. No? उसने लिखा भी है पहले. She's written a bestseller.
No, it was not a bestseller, but it was received well critically. Yes.
So we are still waiting for our autographed copies.
Please buy. I'll get 6 rupees.
Fine, we'll buy.
Buy from her now. Wow. She can't gift it to her.
नहीं यार, अगर हम खरीदेंगे नहीं तो उसके सेल्स कैसे बढ़ेंगे? Hello.
हर जगह बिजनेस थोड़ी होता है.
ये
That
book में तो करना चाहिए यार. That I agree with Shreya यार.
so sweet. Yeah, Nupur understands. You don't understand anything.
I have a whole bunch of novelist friends na, so keep buying 2 to 3 copies.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pooja, you were saying.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. And most likely to spend money on something stupid.
Oh, for sure, both of us.
Yeah.
Both of us. I've done it many times. I'm sure she has also.
Okay. Anyways, thank you so much. And looking forward to watch what you have created. I will not say content. Looking forward to watching the movie.
Thank you, Pooja.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
If you've liked this interview, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram.